The new Fishcoin game is a global, interactive, real-time fishing mobile application by which two players can play against each other anywhere in the world. They play for fish coins to move up the leaderboard in their region to be able to win some prizes. Let's take a look. Whenever you go fishing, all you do is open up the Fishcoin app. Make sure you have enough fish coins in your Fishcoin wallet. If not, you can choose from any of the Fishcoin packages. Once you've done this, you can click on Active Maps and search for any active players anywhere in the world. You can click on them to see their profile and stats. From here, you can send them a game request. Now all you need to do is set up the game. Choose how many fish coins you want to play for, then send request. This will notify the player with a sound, and that player can choose to accept or decline the game request. The player accepted, and now you have a 1 hour fishing competition between each other for the Fishcoin prize pot. When you catch a fish, take a picture of that fish, and this will give you a fish score in Fishcoin, and a bonus for small, medium or large. The opponent will get a notification whenever a fish has been caught. All fish caught during the game are scored accordingly. The last 10 minutes of the game, all fish scores are worth double fish coins. At the end of the game, the player with the most fish coin score wins the prize pot. And can share it on any social media platform. Welcome to the new Fishcoin game. G'day and welcome to Fly Fish Live. Second semi-final, Sector 1. This is going to be another great match. Let's take a look straight away at the brackets for Sector 1. The bracket for Sector 1. Sector 1's been a bit of a roller coaster so far, but now we're here. After a few matches we're forfeited, and which took us basically straight into the semi-finals. Now the semi-final bracket looks like this, and we saw earlier this week Tom Jarman come up from Australia, come up against Ollie Bassett and won that match. So Tom has won himself a place in the world final. Ollie Bassett, unlucky mate, and now that leads us to this second semi-final between Florent Lebec, who's originally from France but living in Australia, and he's up against Noah Shapiro from Colorado, USA. And this is going to be an absolute cracker. Let's make sure that if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Help us out get us to our first 1,000 subscribers, and also give us a follow on our other social media channels you'll see up there in the top right hand corner. Now let's head straight over to the competitors. We'll head over to Florent down in Australia first. Florent, mate, how you going?
Hey, good, Josh. Thanks.
How's the weather over there, bud?
It's supposed to be a really warm day today. We expect like 34 degrees. But this morning, water is still pretty cool, so should be all right this morning.
Yeah. So whereabouts are you fishing today? Whereabouts is it?
I'm fishing the Stevenson River next to Marysville. It's about like 2 hours away from Melbourne.
Yep. And is it sort of northeast, northwest?
Northeast of Melbourne. It's a little stream, but highly fish. We've got a big population of rainbow. It's a really cool stream to fish. Yeah, should be all right.
Nice. Now, give us a quick rundown just before we let you head off. Give us a quick rundown. What size rod are you using? Like what length and weight rod are you using, and what's your secret weapon ammunition you're going to go to today? Are we allowed to use that?
I'm using a 10.6 to 3 weights Euro nymphing rod. I will start on a dry dropper with a tabanas as a dry and a little hair's nymph on the bottom. And I will switch for pure Euro nymphing later on when I will get to the pool.
Nice. Awesome, mate. Well, thanks for that. We'll let you head off and get into position. We'll be back with you very shortly. So, head off now. We'll head over to the USA, over to Noah Shapiro over in Colorado. Noah, how are you, bud?
I'm good.
That's good, mate. So, how are your conditions today looking?
So far, they look pretty good, but in Colorado, everything's so unpredictable. I have no clue what's really going to happen.
So, whereabouts are you fishing today, mate? Like, what's the location that you're at today?
Currently, I'm at the Arkansas River tailwater. Same place I did my competition against Larry, or Lewis Hirsch from the USA. It is fishing very differently, so you'll likely see me fishing different techniques and for different size fish.
Yeah, nice. Now, what's your setup today? What's length?
I'm throwing a 10.5 foot 3 weight rod. I will be switching between 10.5 foot, 10 foot, and 3 and 2 weight rods. And I'm just primarily Euro nymphing, I would say. What's your
favorite fly? What's your fly that you're going to today? I saw you were tying some flies the other day.
There's a lot I could be doing. One of my favorites is a waltz worm. I might be throwing some eggs through here, depending on what they want to eat. Even some leashes, possibly. Yeah.
All right, nice. All right, mate. We'll let you head over and get ready. Remember, you got to start on the bank. Start on the bank. Don't start in the water. And we'll be with you very shortly. Now, we have a special guest with us today in the commentary box. He's over in Ireland. He's got he's nicknamed the Old Bull. We'll head over to Ireland right now and introduce him. David O'Donovan, how are you, mate?
Hi, Josh. How you keeping? All good here.
I'm good. It's damn great to get you back on the show, mate, after seeing you in Series 1 final. Fish an absolute treat. I think I recall it was like 45 trout in an hour. That's unheard of for me. And all right. But what we'll do, we'll head straight into this game. We'll get this game underway. So we'll head back over to the competitors. Competitors, are you ready?
Yep.
So what we're going to do is I will count down from 5, and then I'll say go, and then the clock will start, and away you go. 1 hour. And good luck to everyone. This game is for a spot in the world final to join Tom Jarman. All right, we ready? So it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Good luck, guys.
All right, Dave. It's game underway. So, mate, what do you think? Looking at these waters, if you were to fish one, if you were to take your pick straight out, which one would you?
Yeah. Noah's water looks really nice. It looks like a place where a lot of fish would hold up. I noticed a bridge there to his right, and trout do like to hold around bridge areas and stuff like that. But it's a heavily fished area. I think downstream of him right there, there's already a couple of fishermen in, sneaking up behind him. So
fish for Noah.
Is that Noah?
On the board early. We've got Eamon Conway has just jumped on. He said, "Best of luck, guys."
Yeah, I think Florence water looks very still, and I think he's targeting rainbows. So
yeah, and that's been the go-to fish in this series lately. Is the rainbows.
Yeah, well, we don't have them here in Ireland, but the guys there, they seem to know how to catch them. They know what they're doing.
Is that a
fish?
Fish for Noah.
Fish for Noah.
Yeah, Noah's going to hit him. There's going to be a lot of fish in there.
Yeah, it looks like Florent's got a really small patch to fish right there.
Yeah.
Well, while we're early on in the game here, let's got to give the sponsors a bit of a plug here, and Meander Fly Co. These guys have actually got an absolute cracker deal for us. Ben and Steve over there at Meander Fly Co. They've got their catalogue, which if it's not in the description already, I'll get it in there as soon as possible. And what they're offering is a 15% discount catalogue store-wide. And all you do is, as you check out, is the special discount code on checkout is FFL15. So the discount code is FFL15. It's a special discount for all Fly Fish Live viewers. So if you in need of some gear, make sure you head over to their catalogue and at meanderflyco.com.au, and we'll make sure the link's up there to check. Fish for Florent?
I think so, yeah.
Yep, fish for float. This
on the
is
map.
I think
That's the
this
tough
is
one to get.
I think this is expected to be a close game. As I put a poll up earlier, and there's a lot of people have gone for France, and then I put another poll up, and a lot of people have gone for the USA. Yeah, nice fish, Florent. This is a nice little rainbow. Dave, have you got any tips for people that are starting out fishing in the rivers and starting competitions? Fish for Noah.
Noah, yeah. Yeah, Josh, it's the same old story, you know. Go to your club water, but having said all of that, you know, you have to stay at it. You have to, if you want to improve, you must keep going as often as you can. Even if you're not catching, you're learning. You have to be learning all the time. You're learning watercraft, being in the river. You know, it's very, very important to learn all of these things. It's not always about catching fish, and learn. It's the thing I'm sick of saying now lately is learn different methods. Yep. Every angler in this competition is going to be nymphing. But to be a good all-round angler, you have to learn all the different methods, be it on a lake, be it on a river, you know, and pick any method, be it a dry fly, a wet fly, a nymph, dry dropper. You have to learn them all, and that takes time. And you won't learn everything in a week or two. It takes a half a lifetime. I'm still learning, and I'm at it a long time.
Nice. We see Florent over the other side. He looks like he's fishing. Is it the same pool as what he started, but at a different angle? Is that a great tactic to use, or?
Yeah, and plus rainbows, they do like company. They like to hoard up together. They're not like brown trout. Brown trout can tend to, you know, very sparse. One here, one there, one here, one there. Whereas the rainbows, they can congregate in 8s and 10s. They like each other's company.
Rising like crazy.
Same with grayling. Grayling are the same. They go in shoals of 6s and 7s. So you need to find one, or if you can find one or two like Noah did there in the first minute. He caught one or two. I'm sure there was a few more there, but having landed those, he probably spooked them as well, you know, and walking in. So he'll find more, and more than likely, when you find one, you're going to find a couple.
Yeah. Let's switch over to Florent's head cam. Get a good look at where he is.
Yeah, I mean, as you said earlier on, it's very warm down there. Those fish are going to be in the streamier water, you know, where there's a little bit more oxygen. So that looks like where he should pick up a couple up along there now. Yeah, it looks nice.
He's really having a bit of a go at that spot, isn't he?
Yeah, he must be fishing there. I'd be disappointed if he doesn't get a few in there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he will be too if he doesn't grab a couple more. So Noah hasn't moved. Maybe he's going to sit under that bridge for the whole hour.
It's possible. He knows what he's doing. He's probably has his homework done. You know, it's another thing. If you want to be a good competitive angler, you have to do your homework. You know, you have to put in the time. There's no point in just turning up on the day and hoping everything goes right. You have to put in the time. And
reading the river, like reading where all the structure is and all that sort of stuff, does that play a massive role in how many fish you will catch?
Yeah, I mean, if you're fishing a spot that doesn't have fish, you're not going to catch them. But if you within reason, you know, but if you know the flow of the water, the depth of the water, what type of bedrock is in the water, the type of weeds that are in the water, all this plays an awful lot into what fly life is going to be there, and you know what time of the year the cycles of the flies are. So you know, it's not just a case of going and throw it in and hope for the best. You have to be able to read the water and not spook them. Wading is essential. You know, you have to be good at everything. Just where Florent is there, that looks so natural. You know, it's a very small river. I'm surprised but I guess in Australia, it's going to be very warm out there. The rivers must be at their very rock bottom.
Is that fish? Is Florent got a fish on there? No. Bit hard to tell if he's got a fish on there or not. He's taken off again up the river.
Yeah.
He's on the move.
He's on the move. Yeah.
How long do you give it in each spot? How long would you give it in each spot?
Yeah, well, it's down to confidence. If you fished there before and you're pretty sure there's a few in there, but you also have to know what's ahead of you. I mean, if you have a big long stretch, then you know you just go walking, keep moving. I like to keep moving, but their type of fishing, those rivers are probably stocked. I'm not so sure about where Florent is, but in Colorado they use a lot of stocky fish, so they won't travel too far. They won't migrate too far. So, but in our rivers here in Ireland, you just have to keep moving.
Yeah. You from series 1, how did you feel the pressure with the time? Now it's a shortened game.
Yeah, I think in the final, I think I overran my mark. I had a stretch picked out where there was kind of a weir at the top, and I couldn't go any further, and I got there too early. I panicked a little bit, and I got excited. I kind of had a good. It started well. I had 16 very quick, so and I had one honey hole where I thought I was going to get at least 10 or 12, and it left me down. Honey hole didn't work. But yeah, there is pressure. the other anglers, you don't realize it till you're on the bank and you're getting dry out, and you have to, there's a lot of people watching this. Thank God, it's great, fantastic. Everyone is enjoying it here in Ireland.
Good, that's good to hear. If anyone out there is watching right now and has got a question, leave it in the comments section. And we got a question for Dave. He's a pretty knowledgeable man. Just send it in the comments, and we'll see if we can get it answered for you. So people that don't know you, Dave, like what's your background? What's your experience? How many years have you been into the game?
Yeah, I've fished as long as I can remember. I took up competition fishing pretty late, actually. I was nearly 28 years old. But my first year I kind of did well, and I said, yeah, this could be for me. I like competition fishing. And I just, I was lucky, maybe after 4 or 5 years, I met an Irish team to Australia, actually. And don't ask me how I did down there. I did very bad. So, but I kept it up. I stayed at it. And I won a few national championships, and kind of led to more Irish teams and going abroad. And that's another thing I love to do, is travel. I was down in the North Ireland and New Zealand last year. And can't wait to get back.
Have you been to Tasmania?
I think you should go to the other bank.
No?
That could be my next spot.
Mate, let me know if you're heading down there. If I'm not there, I've got contacts. If we head over to Florent's head cam again, if we can. Looks like he's got a little pocket down there somewhere. He's just really concentrating on that one hole. Must be like a little deep pool or something.
Yeah, there's probably faster water at the head of it, and they're tailing back or something. Or he knows there's fish in there. I'm sure he picked that on for a good reason.
These guys had no idea of what they expect with numbers or anything like that. So unfortunately, we don't have any numbers to go by, but it looks like it's going to be a close one.
Yeah, but I think Noah had 49 there in his practice run there a few months back.
Yeah. Something's happened with the screens, but I think we'll be back. There we go. We are back.
Yeah, that's another thing I think as well, Josh. Florent was saying there it's going to get warmer. It's going to get, and the sun is going to get tougher. So I think he needs to get a good start this morning, straight away, because I think he said it's going to get tougher as the hour goes by. So I thought he'd be getting a few right now.
And it looks like the river's very shallow that he's in. So that makes it really tough, does it? When it heats up a little bit.
But that's the French. The French excel at that. They love that clear, shallow water. That's their forte.
With rivers, like, do you like to try and fish structures? Do you like to try and fish like where sticks are and stuff like that, or do you look at a river completely different?
No, 3-1.
No, I'll fish. If it looks fishy, you'll put your nymph in everywhere. You have to cover every inch of the water. You grid it out, inch by inch, foot by foot, the whole way up the river. Again, strictly speaking now about competition fishing, when you have 200 meters, you have to really dissect that river. Is that a fish for Noah?
No. With the fishing, with other people fishing that area and fishing pressure, does that make a massive difference? Like how often would the fish sort of take, if it's been fished a lot, just say if Noah's there and there've been a lot of fishermen there, how long does it take to before they get back to what they're normally?
Yeah. Well, I found that, stockies and rainbow fish, they tend to take a little bit quicker. Wild brown trout, they can kind of sulk. They can get a bit, they like to eat more natural food. And I just think that. Oh, you lose one.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Lost the fish. But you hear stories. I mean, I remember one night fishing on the black water. It was late in the evening, and I hooked a fish, and I broke him. He actually broke my line, and I put on another fly. And 2 casts later, I caught a fish with my fly, the same fish with my fly in his mouth. So, they do take pretty quick. But that would be the exception. It can happen now and again.
Yeah, but on the average, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, when you hook a fish, net him, land him, take the hook out, he's in under a rock.
He's gone.
He's gone for a while anyway. Yeah.
We have Adrian Brickman says, "G'day Josh and Dave. Just wondering where these guys are fishing." G'day Adrian. We've got Noah Shapiro. He's actually fishing in just over in Colorado, USA, and we've got Florent Lebec who's fishing northeast of Melbourne in Australia, about 2 hours northeast of Melbourne in Australia.
Can I just ask Michael? Can you hear me, Michael? The cameraman for Noah?
Yes.
Is there other anglers near Noah there? Did I see some more?
Yeah, we got a guy about 20 feet down, maybe.
Okay.
He's got one on the line right now. A decent
right,
fish.
Good.
He's stealing old Noah's fish.
And then at the head of the run,
run,
another person up there.
Okay, so that's going to make it a little bit tough. No wonder he hasn't moved.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was wondering why we haven't seen him even take like 3 steps.
We've got another beat about 200 yards down the river that he might go to here in a couple minutes, but there's a lot of fish in this hole.
No worries, Adrian Brickman.
So I was just wondering, what time of the day is it in Colorado?
It's about 3:30.
And is that a good time of the day? Would you prefer to be fishing a little bit earlier?
It's winter here, so the days are starting out pretty cool, and then they're warming up in the afternoon. So the day was pretty slow early, and then it picked up here in the last 2 or 3 hours. Fish
for Noah.
Fish for Noah.
And so right now through sunset should be pretty hot.
Yeah.
And we probably have about an hour to an hour and a half of sunlight left.
And are they all rainbows?
Yeah, through this section, they're primarily rainbows. There'll be an odd brown every now and then, but they're mostly rainbows.
And would they be stocked fish? They're not wild, natural?
There are a lot of wilds in here, but right by this bridge is where they stock. So these are mostly stockers.
Gotcha.
Fish.
Oh, he has got onto a little school there by the look of it. Looks like Florent's changing his fly up. Might be changing tactics. So we've got 40. 40 minutes left. So we're a third of the way through. Still, as we saw in Series 1, Dave, it doesn't, like 2 or 3 fish can come just like that.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah. I mean, I think in the final, I was up 16-5. And I was, I got my pants whipped afterwards. But yeah, I mean, it can happen.
The fish was still in Noah's net.
That one doesn't count. It was a good try, though.
Yeah, I think Florence water is very natural up there. I say it's a lovely place to go just out for a day's pleasure fishing. Looks really beautiful.
Yeah, we got Erhan Sinner said, Flo, get to the good water. I think Erhan knows these waters quite well, and he's over there, and I think he's telling him get to the good water. But maybe he's saving that. Maybe he's got that up his sleeve. Wanted to test these waters out first. Who knows? And we've got Emily Ives said, yeah, Noah. Let's go, Noah. We've also got Gabriel from Puerto Rico. He says, hey, from Captain Gabbo. G'day, mate. Let's see some mahi-mahi. I went for a trip to Puerto Rico, and he took me out fishing, and mate, it's good fishing over there. I can't wait to get back there, Gabbo. Next time we'll catch a mahi-mahi on the fly.
Six to 1.
So we've got 38 minutes to go, and if we switch over to, let's go back to Florent's head cam if we can. He's got some slow water there. How different do you fish the slow water compared to?
Yeah, he has to go probably smaller size nymphs.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not so sure if they're wild fish, then he'd have to go fine, you know, perdigons or something very, very light and light tippet, because I'm not sure how. I think it's Laurent. Is that the cameraman for Florent?
Yeah,
Yes.
Laurent.
Do you have English? Can you speak English?
Yes, I can.
Fish for Noah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Laurent, I'm just wondering,
Yes.
is there many fish in that pool?
I think Flo it just changed his rig to just Euro nymphing alone, and he's going to work his way through these deeper pools because he worked the shallow waters, but it's getting really hot here. So I think it's difficult in the shallow water. So that's why he's moving forward now to the deeper pools and just on nymph.
And in a normal day, would that be a productive area?
Yeah, it would be when it's this stream is good. There's a good population of brown as well. But when it's hot like this, the fish would be either the rainbow would be either in the fast flowing waters, and the brown would seek shelter, on the banks or the deeper pool. So I think that's what he's playing now.
Okay.
We've got Peter's just finished his live show from Piscari Fly, and he said, hi boys, just finished the show. He's checking to see how it's going.
Fish
Noah. And we've got Claude Cipoletti. I think he's over there in Canada. Do you know Claude? He said, hi, Dave and Josh.
No, I can't say I do. No.
Don't know him?
Unless I was in Canada last year at the they had a lake competition out there, the North American Cup, and I met so many people out there. I probably know him if I saw him, but by names, I'm sorry, Claude. Probably no, I just can't put a face on you.
Yeah, Ian's got on to him. He said, hi, Josh, Noah caught 7. Yeah, I accidentally pressed the button on that one, but yeah, he's on to 8 now. But we will go and make sure we look at that one. Oh, Tom Jarman's jumped on. He won his won the first semi-final in the week. G'day, Tom. He said, go Florent. I think Tom knows these waters pretty well, where Florent is as well.
Yeah. he's going to enjoy Ireland if he ever gets to get here with the COVID.
Erhan said that pool where Florent is holds a lot of fish. That's why we can see that he's just really, really having a go at that pool.
Yeah. And Laurent, would that have been fished recently? That pool?
I don't know if you can you hear me here?
Yes.
Yes, it was. I think that section was fished yesterday. We know some people that were here yesterday, but not this morning because we were here at 7 and there was nobody. So
fish for Noah. Yeah. Peter from Piscari Fly, correct. He said, Dave, that Claude was at the Worlds in Italy and he was captain of the Canadian team.
About 30 minutes.
So we've got 33 and a half minutes to go. Be interesting to see if Laurent, are you there, mate?
Yep.
Has Flo missed any?
Yeah, I think he missed 200 dry actually in the shallow water just back then.
Fish for Noah. Yeah, Noah's he's in the zone now. You know, his eye is in.
Fish.
Yeah, so with Noah won't be able to go over real far, will he? With those guys fishing either end of him.
Yeah, he can't get to, you know, but there's a lot of fish there. As he said, the truck probably goes down there and that's where they restock it. No, the fish won't go too far.
Yeah, so those guys that are watching, Noah hasn't moved because he's in a spot under the bridge there, and he's got one fisherman about 20 meters to the left and another fisherman about 20 meters to the right or 30 meters to the right. So he hasn't got far he can go, but he's actually
Fish.
got a good spot, I think.
Yeah, you know, under the bridge, you can't beat it. You know, they got the shade. It's the only, you know, it looks like a pretty barren stretch of water. There doesn't seem to be any obstructions or trees. So the footings of the bridge is probably the only holding area for fish. So I know there's guys above him and guys below him, but I think where he is probably the best spot.
Peter from Piscari Fly, he said, whoever makes it to the final in Ireland, it's going to be a real treat. It'll be hosted on the River Nore.
Yeah, great. What a river.
Holds a lot of fish.
Oh, stuffed with fish. Yeah, it'll be really spoiled. You know, like everything, hopefully the conditions will be right, you know. That's, if you get bad conditions no matter where around the world, you know, but you know, all things being equal, it's a great river.
And as we can see with Florent, there was another fish for Noah there. As we can see with Florent, like Erhan said, that pool holds a lot of fish, and you know, it's just got to get them to take the fly.
Yeah, that's when you start to panic. You know they're there, they're not taking. You have to make a decision. You know, when do you give up? You know, do you just leave that area? But you know, that's where planning comes in. Plan B has to start kicking in soon because Noah is getting too far ahead. 11 fish is a lot. Well, 12 now. It's Florent has to make up his mind if he's going to get out of town and go somewhere else.
We've got a question here for you, Dave, from Sean Ma. Sure, Mars says, Dave, is Function getting hammered on the 15th of February?
Yeah, the Function, that's my 5-kilometer range area. Look, they won't. 5 kilometers is going to be in. I'll have it all to myself.
And
I'll make room for you, Sean. Tommy Lane will probably be out. All right. Checking
Fish for Flo.
licenses.
Fish for Flo.
Fish out. Yeah. Little one.
Yep.
I know Florent. You know, if Florent can make a bust, you know, get. He knows they're there. You know, the fish are in there. He just needs to get more confidence and.
And as we saw in series 1, I can't remember who it was. It was like someone was 10 or 12 fish down, and then they came back and it was even. And it was like,
yeah,
I can't remember who it was, but
well,
it's just time.
it was actually Peter Driver there in his very first game.
Yep.
You know, I think there was 4 and 5 ahead and 4 and 5 behind, and
We've got Tom O'Connor said, what method is Noah on? I'm pretty sure he's on a double nymph, isn't he? Or the dry dropper. Are you there, Mike?
He's got double nymph on.
Yeah, double nymph.
and you know they have the luxury of, you know, the fish that they're fishing for. They're not very big, so they should be able to get good sensitivity with very light gear. Noah has one again. Yeah.
Got another
Fish.
one on. Fish in the net. And Florent's really concentrating on that spot. He knows there's fish there.
But I think Laurent was saying, you know, it may possibly have been fished yesterday. You know, you asked earlier on, would they take in an hour or 5 minutes? They mightn't take the next day, you know.
That's true.
Or sometimes with a river that small, you know, there could be an otter after passing through, or a mink or something like that, and just spook them for a while.
We've got Airhan jumped on and said, Dave, that river really cops a lot of pressure. But if you give the fish different angles or even animate you flies, you should entice the fish to eat. Fish for Noah.
Yeah, that's another thing people hear me say an awful lot is angles. You just move across the river. Noah is going into a real hot spot there now. He's actually probably walking into the river, pushing the fish in front of him, and he can actually show them up. You know, you can do that with stock fish. So the more he walks, the more he'll tighten everything up, and he'll just pick them off one by one.
Yeah. William Urban said, way to go, Noah, and great job as always, Josh. Thanks, Will. Thanks, mate. Sure, Ma, great comp. Qualifiers will love the Irish rivers. I'm sure they will.
They will.
After seeing it all get fished in Series 1.
We'll have lots of practice water. You know, it's going to be, you know, hopefully, you know, they will enjoy it. It should be good. Just trying to see where Lawrence is.
Don't forget that special deal we've got from our great sponsors, Meander Fly Co. Another fish there for Noah in the net. So basically, if you check out the ticker at the bottom of the screen there, they are offering a 15% discount for all Fly Fish Live viewers, and check out their catalog. We'll get that in the description if it's not in the description yet. Click on the link of their catalog and check it out. If you find something you like, go through to checkout, and then once you get to checkout, you enter in your discount code FFL 15, and you will get the special 15% discount. Did Noah have another one on then?
He came
Yeah,
off.
I think so. You lost him, I believe. Yeah.
That the boys, Ben and Steve, also are putting in another special order. So if anyone finds something that they like that they don't have in store at the moment, they're going to offer the 15% discount on the order. You just shoot them an email, shoot Ben and Steve an email, which we'll put the email with the description and the catalog as well. So make sure you check it out. Also, our other great sponsors, Piscari Fly, check them out as well. Peter and the boys over there have some awesome stuff also, and some top world-class flies as well. And I know he's a pretty busy time flies at the minute, but I'm sure he can slot you in some flies. I got some off him, and they work a treat. I just told him I'm going to fish this, this, and this, and he gave me the mixed box, and I was very happy.
For Flo.
Fish for Florence.
Fish for Flo.
Fish for Flo. Yeah.
Yep, got him.
You know, come on, Florent. You know, I like to see it a little bit tighter. I know. No, can't have it all his own way. I want to see it get a bit closer. You know, 3 or 4 in a row. 3 or 4 in a row can help.
And once that confidence comes up, you can really drive you. So we have
normally when you get one like that, you should be able to pick off 2 or 3.
Yeah, could that come down to the heat? The heat during
Probably.
the day?
We don't have that. We don't have that problem here in Ireland, but yeah, it could be.
Just under 23 minutes to go. What would you do here, Dave? If you're in Florent's shoes right now, what would you do? Would you just stay where you are and just keep your head down, or would you try and
Well, I'm not familiar with what's in front of him, but I mean, he does seem confident that there is fish in there. Look, there is fish in there, but they're just not on.
He's on. He's on
again.
He's on.
Yeah.
He's on again. Can he land him? Nice catch.
Yeah, he's got 22 minutes. You know, you hit a pocket like that with small little rainbows, you can one after the other. You know, he can do it. I mean, if anyone is going to do it, it's going to be a Frenchman. So
there's some pretty good anglers coming out of that country, isn't there?
Yeah. I believe he said that he helped out the French team in the World Championships in Tasmania, so he knows what he's doing. It's just not going for him right now.
And for those that don't know, the French actually won the World Championships.
Yeah, Noah's in the zone. You know,
another fish for Noah.
It's a lovely feeling to know that, you know, he's in control and it's full of fish, you know, and all those fish are right tight to the bank now. He's got them shoulder up right in front of him.
So if you're coming in at an angle, say if you're Florence and you're coming in at an angle and you catch a fish, would you just keep that angle the same wherever you go fishing, or is it you always move around?
No, you're going to. Yeah, the river is always changing, so it doesn't flow dead straight. So you have to walk around the rocks, the boulders, the weeds, just the current, and try different angles. You never cast the same place twice, you know, unless you know the same angle just won't work for you. But
so if you caught a fish here and you move up the river a little bit, take the same angle at that next spot, or
I would, is you know, if the river is running in the same direction, yeah, definitely. But you know, the river changes in every foot or two. Another one for Noah.
Another fish for Noah.
Fish. Yeah, we should probably say that.
Yeah.
and they're a nice size for competitions. You know, you can, you know, it's not like Corey there against me there in the sector in the first series. He was getting rugby balls, you know. But look,
getting proper New Zealand fish.
I wouldn't get one fish like that in a season here in Ireland. I might in one day.
and to target the smaller fish in a competition like this, drop the fly size right down, or
yeah,
or
well,
is it
here
an
in Ireland,
area?
I mean, I think does Florent have a fish down now? No, it's just in and out, in and out. Just get the nymph in the zone and literally count to 3 and cast again.
Yeah. And for those guys just starting out Euro nymphing, what's the main idea? Is it to get the nymph as close to the bottom as possible, or what's the main idea behind it?
Yeah, get it down as close as possible. But you know, if you're starting off as a youth fishing, you don't want to be snagging up the bottom all of the time. But get it down as deep as you can, but still have control. You don't want it dragging on the bottom, but you want it sweeping along the riverbed, moving along nicely. That's where jig hooks really come into play, where the hook is turned up and you're not really hooking the bottom all of the time. But yeah, it's just nymphing is a great way for teaching young fellas to start off to fish, because whoever's teaching them can stand in the one spot and really just technically go through everything with them. And it's an easy way of fishing. Nymphing is so easy, and
15 minutes.
We have just under 18 minutes to go.
18 minutes.
Good spot now. People are walking up. Go back.
I think Noah might be asked for his license.
Over there in the USA, they only get a certain amount or of river to use, or
I don't. You'll have to ask Michael that. I'm not sure.
I'm sorry, I missed that, guys.
Do you have, Michael? Do you have only a certain amount of space on certain rivers that you can fish with a license, or?
Colorado's pretty fortunate to be one of the states in the U.S. that has the most public land. So we have an extraordinarily large amount of rivers to fish. At the tailwaters, like what we're fishing today, it tends to get a little more crowded just because there's bigger fish, more fish, and easier access. But in general, there's pretty good room to spread out throughout the state.
Yeah, if we switch to Florent's head cam again, can't quite see. If we can head over to Florent's head cam, yeah.
That looks like nice water. There should be fish in there.
There should be.
That looks beautiful.
This is a long river, but since this is one of the only places that's warm, a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a good point that Noah's making. It's winter here. Colorado gets pretty snowy and cold, so a lot of rivers freeze over. The tailwaters give the best access, so they get pretty crowded, especially on weekends.
Okay. So we have 15 and a half minutes to go. And so that's a bit of a comeback from here, but
yes,
I wouldn't call it out of it yet.
No, he's not. He's not out of it. He's not out of it. But
Noah
is going to. Sorry. No,
Fish.
Fish. Few attempts there. So we have Q Kieran Sherlock says, hi, Josh and Dave. G'day, Kieran.
Hi, Kieran. Hi, Kieran.
Yeah.
I think Florent is off running.
Florence is off. I wonder if he's got a strategy in his head. He was going to fish 15 minutes here, 15 here.
Possibly.
Is that something you do in a competition? Do you, once you read the beat, do you say, I'm going to say this long here? Is that something you do?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. If like some of the competitions I fish, it's a two-man team, and you might divide the river in two, or sometimes you have one guy on each side of the river. But you know, you make a plan, you try and stick to it, unless everything is going right in the first place. Then you don't have to leave. But you know, you have 3 hours. You try and fish as much of it as you can, because the next guy coming in is going to go into the unfished water and have a good time in there. So you try and get as many as you can as fast as you can. And I tend to go to the good spot first and get to, you know, get the confidence up. I wouldn't necessarily fish the bottom. I fish the good places first. That's another thing that a lot of people ask me. You know, would you start in the good place, or would you start at the bottom and work your way into the good place? But if you can fish the good place without walking into the water and spooking too many, catch a few, then go down and let the good place rest again, then you might, you know, I think it's a better way of bagging up.
Yeah. We've got Sean Mars come back on, and he said, is the old bull giving free guiding to us all young fellas?
Nothing is free anymore, Sean.
I wonder if Flo was. I'm sure Flo was expecting a lot more fish up until this point.
Yeah, I'm sure when you ask him later on, you know, what was he expecting, he's going to be saying a lot more than 4. You know.
Yeah.
And he seemed confident at the start that they were there. It's just, I think that it's too warm. It's very hot, 34 degrees. You know, those fish are sulking.
So sometimes it's not just the fly that you use, and sometimes the weather and everything else around you. Sometimes you got no hope. You have to go with what's there.
Know, it's on. You know, it's a 3-dimensional sport. It's out of your hands. It's not like, you know, the strongest man in the world or the fastest man in the world. You're depending on a third party to play fishing with you. You can't make them open their mouth. You know.
Fish for Noah.
That's why, you know, when you hear of the Czechoslovakians and the French guys and the Italians and the Spanish, you know, when they win year after year after year, you have to give them so much credit, because, you know, they can do it every year, you know.
They're always up there.
Yeah, they're always up there. Yeah, yeah. And look, there's plenty of individuals out there around the world that are up there too, but you know, they're so team consistent.
So we've got just over 11 minutes to go.
You hear that? 4.
Does that look like Florence is left-handed there? Is there an advantage being a left-hander?
Not really. You just no. To me, no. You know, it's the same thing.
Do you fish with both hands? Can you cast with both hands?
No, no, definitely not. I'm right-handed, and no.
Who does?
Fishana. Yeah, some people are very good left and right. No, I'm not one of those people.
Is there an advantage? Is there an advantage if you can cast both hands? Like
yeah, but you know, it probably is an advantage. But you know, when you're fishing with one hand all your life, you know, I could probably do this, put a fly in the same place over my left shoulder. You know, it's just something you do so much.
Yeah. So if anyone's got any questions for Dave, put them in the comments, and we'll see if we can get them answered for you.
I nearly
Just
got to
under
look
10
into.
minutes to go.
Nearly got to look into Florence's box there. He opened up his box. I should have froze still that caption there. Yeah.
It looks like he's
I'm
changing up.
surprised, Michael or Laurent, would any of the lads there now, would they try a squirmy wormy for the stocky fish? Does it work out there?
Yeah, actually, it works really well. That's actually what Noah was throwing at the very beginning of the comp.
Okay, or a mop. I think the mop flies are popular out there as well.
Yeah, mop flies work really well as well.
Yeah.
Especially in high water.
Okay. And any particular color mop?
We've been using this competition pink slush jelly, and it's been working really well. Fish.
Okay.
And we'll tie eggs out of it, slush eggs, as well as mop flies, and they both work pretty well.
Now we've got just over 8 minutes to go. Now
8 minutes.
It looks like Flo knows there's fish there. He's really pounding that spot. It'd be nice to see him get a couple more.
Oh, he'll get them. He'll get more.
What sort of rod do you use, Dave? Is when you're fishing rivers like this, do you have a preferred like length and weight rod?
Yeah, I'm using a 10-foot syndicate 2-weight. It's a good all-round rod. You know, you can switch to a dry dropper, no problem.
Fish for
yeah, I still to take to my a 10-foot.
Yep.
Fish for Florent, yeah, good, good.
We have seven minutes to go. And with your net, we see a lot of people. Does the net where it's positioned on your back, fish for Noah, where it's positioned and stuff, does that play a big role as well?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, like where Noah is there now, if he's catching 22, 25 fish in an hour, if your net isn't set up right, you know, you could lose 4 seconds, 5 seconds in each fish. You know, that could be 2 minutes at the end of an hour session. And you know, you can catch 2 fish, 3 fish in a minute. So for series 1, I had a zinger. It was a heavy duty zinger. We just let go. But if I'm fishing in normal competitions with an 8-inch limit, you're obviously not catching as many fish. I have it on a magnet.
Yeah.
I just think so, but it depends on the competition and the size of the fish I'm really catching. If some competitions you might only, before you go to the competition, 4 fish might be a good day. So, and it might be deeper, heavy deeping, wading. So I keep my net up higher, so it's not in the water being pulled off. But my net positioning can vary from the river I'm on.
We've got a question here for you, Dave, from Alan Lawless. It says, question for Dave: when fishing waist deep in good flow, would you put the heavier fly on point or dropper?
Probably on the point. If I'm fishing just 2 nymphs, on the point. But if I was fishing in water waist deep, more check nymphing. In fast water, it'd be more check nymphing than French nymphing. I'd be fishing 3 nymphs, and I would put my heavier one in the middle, which is more the Czech Polish way of nymphing. Hi, Alan.
Giving away the Czech secrets.
5 minutes.
Well, yeah, I mean that's it's the Polish way as well, you know, because when I first started Czech nymphing before the French nymphing or the Spanish nymphing came in, we were fishing 3 heavy nymphs, banging them down, and the heaviest one was in the middle.
All right, we've got just over 4 minutes to go. Just under 4.5 minutes to go. And
we'll just drop one.
Florent just dropped one.
Oh.
Yeah.
That one could have been the start of a big comeback.
Yeah. But what size fish? Laurent, are you there, mate? What size?
Yep.
What size fish are in that river? Is it all sort of the pound sort of mark, 30 centimeters?
Yeah, there would be even a little bit smaller than that. I'd say 25, 26. But you have the odd bigger fish, like 30, 35, 40. But most of the rainbows will be smaller.
And all those fish that Florence caught so far, are they all rainbows? Do you know?
What I saw, I think there were many rainbows. There could have been a small brown in them. Not sure.
Yeah.
But it's a wild, it's a self-sustaining population here.
Yeah.
So the young fish.
Young
fish.
Yeah. Just over 3 minutes to go. Nice to see a couple of guys fish for Noah. Just a couple more fish would be nice. If you were Noah in this position, would you sort of just slacken off, or would you just keep putting that pressure on? Give yourself a challenge.
No, stay at it. You know, he's actually learning there now. You know, he's in the zone. He's cool. He knows he's going to win, but that's confidence. He's going to bring that with him to the next game. That he knows his abilities. He knows where he's probably going to fish there. Well, no, he'll probably be fishing in Ireland the next time. So he won't be on that river. So I'll probably, you know, he'll probably be on the Nord the next time he's fishing in this competition.
Well, there is going to be a grand final between Noah and Tom, as long as
that's right, yeah.
Unless Florent pulls out something right now. But we have 2 minutes to go.
He has another one.
Another fish. So would you have thought these numbers that Noah's got now? Would you have thought it'd be a bit less than what it was, seeing he had those 2 guys fishing either side of him?
Yeah, but you know, from the last day that he fished, I think he had 49 in that, you know, on the same river.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he was in the same area, but you know, as Michael said there earlier on, you know, those fish are, those rivers are heavily stocked. You know, there's a lot of fish in there.
We got Alan Lawless says, thanks for that, Dave. He said, hi, Dave.
Hi, Alan.
All right, so we've got 1 minute to go, guys.
Alan knows how to fish deep water. He doesn't have to ask me. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, we have 40 seconds to go.
Isn't that right?
Well, this has been. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer than this.
Yeah.
I had a feeling it was going to be a little bit closer than this one, and I'm pretty sure that Florent was thinking there'll be a few more fish on the hook. We have 15 seconds to go. Something's happened with the clock. We have 7 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and that's game over, guys. Game over. All right. Well, Dave, what do you think of the result?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Florence is going to be very, very disappointed. He was expecting more than that. I know he was. Noah was always going to get numbers up like that. I would have been surprised if he didn't. But Florent is going to be disappointed. I know he is. He's got pride. 5 fish. Fish one like that. He's a good angler. It's just that I just blame the heat there. I just blame the heat. Those fish would not take. They just were not on.
Well, let's head over to. Let's go to Florent first. Florent, mate, are you there?
Yep.
Unlucky,
can you hear me?
mate. Yeah, we can hear you. Unlucky, buddy. What did you get? End up with 5 fish. And Erhan Sinner came on and he said that pool that you're in holds a lot of fish.
I suppose,
Did you see more fish?
I suppose, yeah. I missed 3 in it. But they're really soft takes. And they're not really that aggressive at all. I don't know. And I think they're more in the fast waters than I expected. I think they're not in the pool. Sounds like it's more fish on the fast water, but
yeah.
Oh well.
Oh well, that's fishing. How's the temperature might have had a bit to do with it as well. It's quite hot over there.
I'm sweating, man. And it's flies everywhere. I had a big fly all around me all the time, or whatever.
All right, well, awesome job, mate. Tough fishing, but you managed to pull out 5 fish, which is good, but unlucky today. And
what's Noah did? I don't know the score at all.
Noah ended up with 24.
So yeah,
24. Yeah, and so anyway, thanks heaps for competing, mate, and it was great to see your skills and watch you fish. And thanks, Laurent, cameraman.
Thanks for organizing, Josh. Thank you very much, man. Well done, Noah. Well done, man.
Make sure you stay there. We'll head over to stay there. We'll head over to Noah. Noah, mate, are you there?
Hey.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Were you expecting that many fish?
I was expecting around that. I'll be honest. I was really eager in the beginning, and I made a lot of mistakes throughout. I dropped quite a few fish and missed some bites, but I still did end up catching quite a few fish. So I'll take the win.
What
I'll take
were they all rainbows?
They were all rainbows. There was one fish I think was a brown that I dropped that was also massive. So I dropped kind of purposely because I didn't want to spend 5 minutes fighting it. But yeah, the fish I caught were all rainbows.
Yeah. Well, awesome, mate. Well, congratulations. You have earned yourself a ticket to the World Final. You were joining Tom Jarman in the World Final in Ireland. So congratulations again, man, and thanks to Michael, your controller, cameraman. Thanks, buddy. Absolute awesome job.
Welcome.
You didn't have to go very far.
A lot of movement in my session.
And Noah, we've got Emily Ives said, so proud of you, Noah. And Tom Jarman's jumped on. He said, cannot agree with Aaron anymore. That's Australian fishing, sadly. So there's obviously a lot of fish where he was. But anyway, thanks and congratulations again, Noah. And
you.
we want to say a big thank you. We'll say a big thank you to you, Dave. Thanks, Dave, for
Anytime.
your time, mate. And it was great to have you on the show again. And I'm looking forward to seeing you. Will you be involved in Sector 2?
Oh, I'll be involved. Don't worry. I'll be there.
Nice. That's what we all like to hear. Awesome, mate.
Okay.
Well, thanks again. And I will be in touch with you. And yeah, so we'll wrap it up now. But thanks, guys. Don't forget, with our sponsors, Meander Fly Co., they've got that special deal happening for all Fly Fish Live viewers. It's in the ticker below, but there will be a description for their catalog. In the catalog will be in the description with their email address, and that's 15% off for all Fly Fish Live viewers. And on checkout of store-wide catalog, you just enter in the discount code, which is FFL15. So make sure you check it out. They've got some awesome gear there, and there is a grand final coming. That'll be organised soon, and keep an eye on our socials. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Helps reach our first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and give us a follow in our other social media channels. But until the next game, we thank everyone for watching and thank everyone involved, and we'll see you at the next game. The new Fishcoin game is a global, interactive, real-time fishing mobile application by which two players can play against each other anywhere in the world. They play for fish coins to move up the leaderboard in their region to be able to win some prizes. Let's take a look. Whenever you go fishing, all you do is open up the Fishcoin app. Make sure you have enough fish coins in your Fishcoin wallet. If not, you can choose from any of the Fishcoin packages. Once you've done this, you can click on Active Maps and search for any active players anywhere in the world. You can click on them to see their profile and stats. From here, you can send them a game request. Now all you need to do is set up the game. Choose how many fish coins you want to play for, then send request. This will notify the player with a sound, and that player can choose to accept or decline the game request. The player accepted, and now you have a 1-hour fishing competition between each other for the Fishcoin prize pot. When you catch a fish, take a picture of that fish, and this will give you a fish score in fish coins, and a bonus for small, medium or large. The opponent will get a notification whenever a fish has been caught. All fish caught during the game are scored accordingly. The last 10 minutes of the game, all fish scores are worth double fish coins. At the end of the game, the player with the most fish coin score wins the prize pot. And can share it on any social media platform. Welcome to the new Fishcoin game.